week 38 of the $100,000 stock challenge. And man, I got a super jam-packed video, but you already know the drill. Make sure that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And third, if you find this video helpful, please share with a friend. Let them get better by 1% each and every day. You know that's the motto around here. But before I dive directly into the context of this video, I know part on my last video when I broke down, trading options in 10 minutes, I said a part 3 is coming. And I just want to know, do you guys want that to be like a live version where I actually go live on YouTube and break down trading? You just kind of want it to be pre-recorded and I just post it. I think a live version would be like super helpful. That way, if I'm live, you guys can physically ask questions live and I can answer those questions live. Of course, I will post a video later, but I just kind of think it would be cool if I could go live and actually have y'all asking questions while we actively trading. Hopefully we can make some money together, but that's the goal. But I need y'all to know, 1, if you guys want me to do that, 2, if so, what day and what time, right? So yeah, let me know if you guys want that. But diving directly into the video, man, I got the stock Uber pulled up, right? I got Uber pulled up, ticker symbol. It's Uber. I didn't realize it was UBER, right? Just like the name of the company. Didn't know that. But I'm going to be talking about the common mistakes that a lot of traders make, right? Well, I'm going to say traders, new investors make general, right? So as you guys know, Uber has been doing a lot of great things in the market, right? They've been killing earnings. They expanded to Uber Freight. They partnered with the NFL and did the whole Uber Eats campaign. They just been killing earnings, ton of expansions, spreading all throughout Europe, everything, right? Uber as a company has been phenomenal, right? It's just not as a drive service standalone anymore. It actually expanded a lot. But as you know, Uber has been on the rise, right? So I kind of got late to the party because I've been swing trading to a lot of other different stocks. But I bought Uber right here, right? I bought it kind of high. My average cost is $99.01. Put a total of $1,400 into Uber, right? And at one point, Uber was down like almost $100, right? I was down $100 in Uber, right? And at that point, when people see their account go negative, right, into a stock, they quickly ready to pull out. Man, this play is dead. This play is over with, right? Man, I just lost my money. Let me sell this company, right? Let me just sell this my position in this stock, right? But you got to realize, 1, you only lose money when you sell. Long as you don't sell, you didn't lose any money, right? This is imaginary loss. So why would I sell when I'm negative, right? Why would I sell when I'm negative? Especially, like I said, this is not a stock that I'm planning on holding forever. This is just a stock that I want to get in, make some money, and put into my next plays, right? I personally still think Uber is going to 150, right? I personally believe that. Like I said, don't just take my advice. Please go do your own research about it. The motto, I don't care if I said, Coach said, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, I don't care who says it. Make sure you do your own due diligence, if I said that word right, and research to make sure that you understand how this company operates and how this company makes money, and make sure, 1, you can afford it, right? Like I said, I put $1,400 in here to buy 15 shares of it. I think that's, decent amount of positions. The goal is, when I start swing trading, to build out at least 25 shares of every stock that I swing trade. That's my next goal. But I just I bought 15 shares, so I'm happy with that. But the second thing, right? You don't sell. Well, first, I'm really straight. You don't lose money until you sell, right? And the second thing, right? Everyone knows, you have to keep this at the front part of your mind, not the back part of your mind, that you're not going to get rich in the stock market overnight, right? It's just like fishing. You might have to cast that line out a few times and reel it in, might not get a bite. Throw it back out there, reel it in, might not get a bite. and you got to keep being patient, and then sooner or later you're going to catch your fish, right? So just like the stock market, right? Especially when you're doing these rinse and repeating, not saying options, this is just me buying positions on in this case I kind of bought it a little high, but that's okay, right? This is the perfect time to also dollar cost average into Uber as well, right? Remember, dollar cost averaging is your friend in this, right? So that's the third thing. And fourth, don't how can I put this, right? It's not a loss as well, because you got to know where a company is going. Like I said, you got to do your research and know how the company operates to know that if when should I call Uber, oh, this play is dead, right? You got to know when to call it dead. In my personal opinion, Uber has been killing earnings, so I do think it's going to go the opposite way, right? I do think it's going to go up towards that 150. But if, let's say, man, I've been in Uber for 3 years already, and you know what, this $75 is I'm still negative $75, right, in Uber, then you might want to start thinking about cutting your losses, right? Maybe you didn't do the right research. Maybe you didn't look at the earnings report correctly. Maybe you didn't analyze this stock correctly, right? But I only been in Uber for what, a month and a half now? I think a month so far. I wish Robinhood told you the day you bought the stock. But yeah, man, which I do have it written down. Like I said, my golden rule is to track your progress all over. So I do know when I bought Uber in this thing as well. But you just gotta know when to cut your losses. In this case, I am not going to cut my losses, right? And it's the exact same thing with Lyft, right? I am also, I'm actually up a little bit on Lyft, right? My average cost in Lyft was $20.57. I waited for it to come back down a little bit because Lyft was at $22, and I missed the wave, and I came back and got in it. Just because, not because Coach said it. When I say Coach Chris Sain, not because he said it, because I personally did my own research and realized, I could still make advantage and understand that, okay, Lyft is going to expand. I know it's going to go to $30, so I bought a few shares of it as well, right? But long story all this to say is, man, make sure you understand not to make that common mistake of selling too early, right? You got to know when to cut your losses and how to navigate and understand what a proper loss look like, right? Just because the stock goes down from the price that you bought it doesn't mean you lose money. You only lose money when you sell the stock, right? So do not sell a stock too early. Just go back to the drawing board on remembering why you bought the stock in the first place, and come back and double check. Hey, I bought it because I seen earnings was good. Is earnings still looking good? Check. Okay, is they still expanding? How is this partnership or expansion that I first spoke on is going, right? Is it still, it works? Okay, if it is, check, right? Oh, if this part, whatever the reason why you bought the stock, whatever is what I'm saying, go back to that checklist and make sure it's still checking, right? You got to understand why stock goes up. You got to understand why the stock goes down. You have to understand that when you invest in the stock market, right? Last thing I want to go over before I in this video is I am going to start doing more like vlog life content. I know I said that previously, but I promise I am going to do it this time, and it's just going to be more of how I prepare for the stock market throughout the week, and kind of just what I do, and just more details so you guys could really get like a glimpse of how to become more of an investor in the stock market. But with that being said, let me know what other content you guys want to see in that vlog as well, right? But that's all I got for this video. See you guys next week. Peace.